The suffering of the Palestinian people is often framed as political, religious, or territorial, but there's a profit thread that runs beneath the headlines. A vast network of weapons suppliers, defense contractors, and geopolitical interests that thrive on conflict. This is war profiteers. And today, who profits from the suffering of Palestine? From Gaza to the West Bank, Palestinian lives are endlessly disrupted by violence, displacement, and destruction. Each war, each bombing campaign, each blockade comes with a balance sheet. And it's no coincidence that behind these tragedies, certain actors consistently gain. Let's dive into the money trail, from arms deals to reconstruction funds, political lobbying, and proxy influence. Israel's military is one of the most advanced in the world. Much of its arsenal is supplied through decades of U.S. military support and sales. Between 2008 and today, U.S. military aid to Israel has surpassed $150 billion. That aid isn't just cash. It's a pipeline supplying F-35, F-16 fighter jets, Lockheed Martin, precision-guided munitions, Raytheon, Iron Dome interceptor missiles, surveillance drones, UAVs, and intelligence platforms, General Atomics, Northrop Grumman. Every operation in Gaza, every missile launched, feeds camera-ready sales pitches and stock reports. Israeli military action becomes a marketing opportunity for U.S. defense contractors. They test weapons, they collect data, they lock in orders. When one side of a conflict is perpetually armed, there's a steady financial loop. The arms don't buy themselves. They are sold through a powerful network of lobbying firms in Washington, D.C. AIPAC and allied lobbying groups shape public opinion, congressional votes, and foreign aid packages. Former U.S. officials and retired generals often become consultants for Israeli defense firms or American contractors that supply them. Both parties, Republicans and Democrats, consistently support Israeli aid, sometimes to their own political advantage. Israeli arms manufacturers also gain international credibility, securing guarantees and orders from other U.S.-aligned countries. In effect, political influence doesn't just direct military action, it boosts profits. While much hardware is imported, Israel also sells its own military tech: Iron Dome, David's Sling, Arrow missile systems, surveillance and cyber technologies, Elbit systems, Rafael and Israel Aerospace Industries, advanced drones and autonomous systems trained on real war theater feedback. After each Israel-Gaza conflict, export catalogs highlight combat-proven devices. Foreign militaries pay premiums for technology validated in live conflict zones. Israel's defense exports skyrocketed after summer 2014, after 2021, after every flashpoint conflict, demonstrating a direct correlation between combat and commerce. Every conflict ends, at least rhetorically, with rebuilding, but who profits from reconstruction promises? Large NGOs and UN agencies funnel billions into Gaza and the West Bank. Even then, reconstruction often lines pockets. International contractors bid on rebuilding projects in Gaza, sometimes subcontracting to Israeli-affiliated firms. Local Palestinian contractors often lack access to materials or permits, meaning outside suppliers take profit share. Political factions use reconstruction funds as patronage, strengthening their networks and financial control. Funds intended to help civilians can become part of the war economy itself. Beyond U.S.-Israel ties, regional players, Egypt, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, engage with both Israeli defense tech and reconstruction flows. Israeli arms exports to Gulf states increase via covert channels and shared intelligence after normalization agreements. Countries in the Arab world sometimes bank on Israeli reconstruction companies for infrastructure partnerships, indirectly bolstering those firms' war-earned reputations. This isn't just about Palestinian suffering. It's about a broader arena where influence, arms, and politics intersect. Outside of weapons, there's demand for war-tested surveillance and intelligence systems. Israel supplies facial recognition and drone surveillance software, cybersecurity platforms to governments worldwide, border control systems used by other nations for security enforcement. Much of this tech was piloted or improved based on data from Gaza operations. Israel and its allies within global banking networks move money efficiently, sometimes circumventing visibility. Assets from political donors, international contractors, and private investors get funneled into defense startups. Opaque international corporate structures hide profit flows from defense sales, lobbying, or reconstruction. Much of this financial layer remains unseen, even while public records show where arms contracts are awarded. The bloodshed of Gaza is often cyclical. Each war has deaths, displacement, and destruction. But for the war machine, it's a cycle of profit. U.S. taxpayers subsidize weapons. U.S. arms companies earn revenue from conflict validation. Israeli defense firms gain credibility and export momentum. Lobbyists and political networks sustain subsidies and support. International NGOs and reconstruction firms gain from aid packages. Palestinian civilians, they lose homes, infrastructure, lives, and future. But for the interconnected system of weapons, politics, and reconstruction, Gaza becomes a commodity. This is episode 5 of War Profiteers, the story of how America's arms to Israel and the networks that enable them help profit from every flare-up of violence.